In some places there is frustration with institutions and authorities. We've seen that in the wake of some other disasters. Do you have concern about people taking the warnings from public officials, acting on them? And when we saw with Hurricane Ian, there was a plan, again, the forecast indicated it was going in one place, it went farther south, and some people did not get out of the way. So my question is, given what we don't know, are you concerned that there is any wariness, mistrust, or fatigue about listening to officials in times of crisis like this?
I think the important thing to look at, and when we look at Hurricane Ian, is it's not just the path of the hurricane that we need to be concerned about. We have to be communicating what the entire risk is, and the significant risk and the highest risk for loss of life is storm surge. And that storm surge right now shows impacts all along the western coast. And so I encourage people, and I really appreciate your help in getting that message out, that it's not just the path of the storm and it will continue to change, but look at all of the risks that are associated with this storm surge being the most life-threatening, not just where the path is going to go or where the eye of the storm is going to make landfall.
And in terms of the credibility of authorities, do you sense that there is any erosion of that at a time when you're trying to get that message out?
I don't have any indications that there are. I think that what we are seeing right now in Florida is people are heeding their advice of local officials, and people are moving out of harm's way.
Thank you. I'm going to go back to Hurricane Ian. When Hurricane Ian hit, you had many communities of color. You also had poor communities complaining that they were not prioritized during this time, and so they didn't get necessary the relief that they wanted, and they felt like they were kind of put on the back burner. Many of these areas are in places that are more physically vulnerable. What is your message to those who have that concern that there may be a repeat in their community?
Yeah, so during Hurricane Ian, we had a large amount of people that were impacted by that storm, and we had teams of personnel that went out into communities across the state. And as we heard of stories of maybe pockets of people that we had missed, we immediately sent our teams out into those areas to ensure that they were getting registered for assistance, and we were bringing all of the resources that are available. And so what I would say is, if you hear about groups of individuals in parts of the state that after the storm passes are in of need and they aren't getting that, let me know. I will send my teams out to those areas to make sure that they're getting all of the assistance that they're eligible for and that they need.